Is it going? We are going. Let me refresh. Let me change this camera angle slightly. I don't like the down. I'm gonna do a little more like that. All right. We have a chat type thing. And now we got some inventions. Let's do some inventions. You know, breathing actually helps when you play the piano. Very few people know this. Hey, Lima. Hi, minigun. Immediately. Hi, bike rider. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, I like this piano. Are you a pro? Yeah, that's what I do for a living. Well, I've switched careers a little bit recently. Where do I know how to play? Anything. Just throw it out there. Jeffrey Epstein? Wow, I thought you were dead. The hardest song I know, I mean, there's a lot of hard stuff that I've had to play in my life. You know, it depends on what you're talking about. Are you talking about jazz? Are you talking about... You want to play Turkish March? We can do Turkish March. Here. We're gonna do a split view so that I can actually use... I can do chat while we're doing Turkish March and other things. Sure, we can play Turkish March. I don't know which one you're asking for, but we'll just assume it's Ronda alla Turca. Let's see what we're doing here. Sorry, my eyes are not working very well. Finally, someone who's talented. Who have you been watching that you're bummed about? Hey, Raju. That didn't work. I want the... There we go. Ozzy Osbourne? Ooh, yes. Let's play some Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I know the thing. It's just how it goes. I gotta get the words, sorry. We'll do Crazy Train, why not? We'll see if I can actually sing it, but we can at least play it. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget about hate. Mental wounds not healing, life's a bit of shame. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. All right, R.I.P. Ozzy. So many good songs. All right, let's see what else. Rushy. I mean, we can do Rushy. Up theme? Yeah, let's pull that up. Thought it was Zuckerberg? Yep, it is Zuckerberg. Thank you. Attack on Titan open? Sure. We can do that. Ozzy Osbourne didn't die? Is that a fake story? I don't think it was. Oh, really? Oh, that's sad. You want Boogie Woogie? gonna do some Elton John after this. Over 100 years old. Don't let the sun go down on me. Thank you, Raju. What happened to last stream? What happened last stream is something really weird happened with my phone, and it just stopped working. And then I had to make food for my kids. That's what happened. So that's the deal. I know, not the most exciting, but the truth. I can't light no more of your darkness. Something like that. All my pictures seem to fade to black and white. I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Frozen here on the ladder of my life. Save myself from falling. I took a chance. Change your way of life. Yep, sounds good, Raju. All right. Kiss the Rain, we can do Kiss the Rain. Yeah, it had a call of nature, for sure. It just knew it was time for me to make some food for my kids. Bye, bike rider. Kiss the Rain. Ooh, let's do some Liszt and Chopin after this. I agree. People need to be educated on good list bangers. Okay, all right. Let's answer a couple questions, and then let me see if I can find my Chopin ballades. They should be lying around somewhere. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of work on the first one. I was doing that the other day. There we go. Nope, that's Rachmaninoff. Ooh, maybe we do some rock. I guess we're doing polonaises instead of ballades. Sorry. That's the book that's over here. You know, I don't call the shots. It's just the book. Okay. Can you give us some tips on how to play the piano and how many years it will take to learn? Chamber of Reflection. Here, I'll pull that up so we have that. Okay. So let's talk through piano playing. I'm going to give you a very comprehensive, very quick viewpoint on how to get good at piano playing. So the first thing that I would say is I think you really need to... Oh, thank you, Etom. I think you need to get yourself straight as to what your goals are. Because you could honestly, realistically, within a year, get to the point where you can do something on the piano. But doing everything is very, very challenging. Now, the way to get there, I personally believe, is all about learning the letters. You basically need to know the basics of how the piano works, and then an access point. So let's first talk about the basics of how the piano works. You got the letters on the piano, right? You know where A is, then you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Then you get all those letters. Then you learn the scales, right? Don't worry, Weenus, we'll get to you. I'm a scale maxi too. So the scales help you to understand how the piano actually works. You turn those scales into chords. And actually, if all you want to do is play pop music, you're set. I actually just did a video on this, right? AI, Pavan, AI. That's the whole reason I started doing the whole meta thing, was so I could have AI take care of Facebook so I could learn how to play the piano. Okay, so the chords, right? They come from the scales. So you learn the scales, you learn the letters. Now, what do I mean by access point? There's basically 3 ways to access more information and more songs and different skills that you want to learn. You can learn by reading, right? We got these lovely books in front of us. You could learn by ear, right? You could be listening and you could be like, okay, all right, I'm going to listen and I'm going to hear what's going on. Or you could learn by rote. Now, there's pros and cons of all 3. And if you don't know what rote is, that's basically learning from YouTube videos, just watching and then copying. The the thing that you should be paying attention to is realizing there's not really a bad way to learn the piano. You just need to start learning. So I would go with the path of least resistance. If you find it's fun to just sit there and listen, then do it. Do I sell courses? I do not. I really probably should, but I don't. So I would highly recommend, though, the idea of, and if you want any specific things, then I will. I'll put it out on my YouTube channel. But here's the deal. You want to think, okay, I get the basics of the piano, then what's my access point? If you find yourself just sitting there and you listen to a song, and you're like, and you can just sit there and hear it, and then you want to just sit there and mess around and figure out which notes, you have the patience for that, learn by ear. If you find that it's okay to look at the music and go, every good boy does fine and all that business, learn it by ear. By there. If that's driving you crazy, then abandon all of that and just sit there and watch the synesthesia videos. Again, is that a short-term solution? It is, because over time you will want to do something more sophisticated than that, because that's not going to give you the whole scope of ear training and that. And then theory is going to come down the road and all that. But for starting out, that's what I would say. Hey, Chopin enthusiasts, sweet to have you here. Okay, I want to really quickly talk to Venus real fast, and then I want to play some Chopin. Let me get some Chopin up here. Maybe we'll do some Chopin first. Yeah, let's do some Chopin real quick, and then I'll answer some more questions. Can you make a song like a chiptune battle theme? Oh, I have a game that's literally all chiptune battle themes. You deserve to win money. It's easy to make millions. No, I mean, you are right. I literally just need to make a course. You're totally right. Because I do want to help people too. Like, not to be all capitalist and crazy about it. Like, the thing is, you can only help so many people in these conversations like this. It's a nice impact, but yeah. So let's do some Chopin. Oh. Yeah, we could do One Piece theme. We gotta play some Chopin first, though. So that's a scale. So we have to learn what notes we're actually doing there. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get that again. No, that's Polonaise number 2, if you were curious what that is. Turkish March Jazz theme, Bink Sake song, we could do that. I'm playing on the piano on my bed. Is my setup bad? Check out yeah, Mazurkas and Polonaise are the drunkest dances I've ever heard. That is a very true statement. Check out your wrist and how it feels. So our wrists, so you might notice guitarists play like this. That's totally fine. Wrist movement this way is okay. Wrist movement this way starts to really be likely that you're going to cause carpal tunnel to yourself. And so the problem with playing in piano in bed is you're probably playing like this, and that is going to 100% start to cause discomfort with that wrist. I would just really check in with your joints if you're doing stuff like just sitting and playing piano in bed. Pedaling tips, we'll get to that. Scales, I want to get to that real quick. So scales, any help with going to the triplets, and going on through there. Okay, so you got your metronome. Bump, 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 bump. Actually, yeah, I don't ever do forearm exercises. I do a lot of bicep exercises. I do, of course, shoulders and, you know, chest and all that. But I don't really ever do forearm exercises. So yeah, it's just piano. It's just that. Okay, let's do, say you're doing the E major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, yat, dot, 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 right? Double's not too hard. The triplets. Yat, da, 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 yat, da, 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 da. So the first thing you could do, Weenus, is you could set the metronome really high, like 180, and go yat, da, 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 and think 3 in your head, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Then you could count it without the metronome. So do the same thing I just did, but with no metronome, right? 1, 2, 3, 1. Then slow it down a bit, and then, yeah, lock in. Accent a little. Single hand if you need. Right? Different hands. Have only trouble on down? Just do down. Did you also learn music theory while learning a piano before? Yeah, I had teachers who various amounts of music theory as they learned, and then probably when I was about 12 I started doing jazz, and that was when I really got more music theory for sure. Okay, let's do Chamber of Reflection real fast, and then where Zuckerberg looks like Robert. That's the way it goes. Yeah, it's kind of funny that people still say it's the general styling. I mean, we're probably from a similar place in the universe. Don't worry, we'll do jazz. What's the best way to play thirds in scale? Can try that out in a second. Yes. I don't know, you'll actually have to ask Charlotte. I don't know anything about that game. Hey Renby, good morning to you. Love the way you talk, thank you. Are you happy? Yeah, I mean, I'm in the way. I hope he's not married. Totally married, so sorry, too bad. Have 5 lovely kids, so definitely not available. What is something you should tell your girlfriend? I don't know. I don't, probably nice things. I mean, tell anybody nice things. Opus 87, number 15. Well, yeah. Is there a particular, like, conversation? Play Mephisto. Play Totentons. Girls love Totentons. That's what they really like. All right, no, Totentons over Mephisto Waltz. The octave parts, So you're talking about down here in the Shostakovich prelude. This part? Is it gonna let me go on to the next page? Or this more octave melody? I play guitar. Hey, yeah, Mephisto waltz on the guitar. There you go. Oh. Is that what you're trying to do? What hurts? And your wrists always hurt when you play. Okay, I'm going to give you one thing. You may already know this, Chopin enthusiasts. You've heard me say this a lot. You got to favor the pinky, and then you need to stay really, really relaxed. Stay really, really relaxed and favor the pinky. So one of the tricks that you can do is actually just practice these octave passages just with your pinky, or whatever your fingering is. Are you doing forefinger at all, or just pinky all the time? So it'd be something like this. Yeah, also, yeah, you probably just need to work on... That's awesome, girl. You probably need to also work on stretching and then taking a break. Stretching and then taking a break. That probably also has to happen. How old am I? I'm in my mid-30s, so... how long have I been playing piano? Longer than probably most of you are alive. I'm just saying. Like 27 years? 27 years? Yeah. From white to black keys. That's fine. I would practice the top a little bit. I would favor the top side of your hand. It's very tempting. So when you grab stuff, you naturally grab stuff favoring your thumb, because that's the strongest place to grasp. But then when you go to an instrument, your thumb needs no help. You just need to actually help your pinky. So I would definitely favor that more. I would definitely favor that more. Let's see. What else are we up to? What else do you play besides piano? I play a little bit of guitar. I sing a little bit. I play drums. I play a little bit of bass. Let's see. All right. Oh, pedaling. Pedaling. Let's talk about that. Oh, thanks, Pilo. Yeah, I mean, again, I've got a million different things I'm doing right now and have been way more successful in the last couple of years. Actually, to be honest, that's not fair. I have had a very blessed life. I've done quite well. I went to college for music. None of my family were musicians. And I was able to, out of college and during college, support myself entirely just playing piano. So that's a huge blessing. And then after that, I spent basically my entire professional life just playing or teaching. And so I did that for a while, and then only in the last couple of years, inflation has been so insane, I was looking for ways that I could make money without traveling a ton. Because if you are a performer, the only real leverage you have in terms of making more money is your willingness to go places other than the place that you're on. And then also, at the same time, it's the amount of time you spend, right? And when you have young kids, you don't really want to do either of those things. And yes, it's true that you can make millions with YouTube, but that is only if you are the hyper successful. And I think that's one of the things both people bring up in a negative way and a positive way with music and the arts. And I don't think people understand really how you should be viewing those type of numbers. Because, for example, I know people who know like musicians in Beyonce's band and in like big, touring bands like that. And if you hear those numbers, you would go, wow, they're making really good money. But then what you don't realize is the amount of time that they had to basically cordon off and not be making money doing something else. In many ways, most of those people would be just as successful, if not more successful, in a different line of work. So, hey Adam, how old am I? I already said mid-30s. Do you think it's an advantage for a kid to have musical parents or a downside because they might get forced into it? If you're talking about music, it's 100% an advantage. It's actually so much an advantage, you do not see successful musicians from non-musical parents. And I know, you're going to bring up the one time it's happened in human history. But almost everybody you know who is super famous as a musician, especially if they're a child prodigy, guess what? They had parents who were really, really, really good at music, but they got into it too late. They had to make money, all those sorts of things. All right. Pedaling. Let's talk pedaling. I want to do something very casual and pleasant to work on pedaling, like an erotic piece by Mr. Grieg. Play Sextet Cloud Atlas. We could look into that. La Campanella. We could do a little La Campanella at some point. Let's talk, though, about pedaling. And Wind of Change, I'd adopt you, except I already have 5 kids that I have to somehow figure out how to feed. So, Winter from Vivaldi, we could look into that. All right, so let's talk about pedaling. The first thing I'd say about pedaling is master the basic pedaling technique. I don't know how many really good pianists never actually learn how to pedal properly. And what does that mean? What I mean is there's a basic technique on how to pedal. And the way it works is, so in this part here, I'm pedaling every measure. I'm going to just play the right hand. And I'm going to use my left hand as kind of a visual guide to what my foot's doing. So my foot is down, and I play the notes. Now when I go to the next measure, I'm going to play. Notice my stand-in foot right here is not moving as I play the next chord. This is going to happen in slow motion. I'm going to play the next chord. This is where the pedal marking is. Now I'm going to go up, then back down. Up, back down. And then play the next part. Up, back down. So it's always after that initial downbeat or that initial pedal marking. So it's notes up, down, hands up, down, hands up, down. If you get that basic technique down and you do it so fast that there's no blur in there, you're already in a good place with pedaling. All right, now, here is pedal secret number 2. Pedal secret number 2 is listen. I know that sounds crazy, but what you want to do is you want to listen. And if you hear everything blurring together, you're pedaling too much. If you hear everything too dry, you're pedaling too little. So, something like this. You can hear that, right? It's all mushing together. Do you pedal with off keys or up keys? So the hands should be down when you're pedaling, if you're trying to get that smooth legato, lovely pedal. No, it very much matters. In general, you want to try to pedal with the harmonic change. So a harmonic change happens, the chords change notes, and then you want to have your hand down and then up, down. And if you do it fast enough, it'll just sound like everything is smooth. but not blurry. Now, here's the opposite. This is where you pedal too little, and you get some notes cut off. You hear how you lose that left hand? I've been listening to a lot of Joanna Newsom, actually, if you've been asking Rimby. Pedal tip number 3. It never was about your pedal. It's about your fingers. All right, now I'm going to add pedal back in. But do you hear how much of that was actually still legato? That is a bear to play legato. It's a bunch of octaves, there's a bunch of jumps, but a ton of it is already smooth. I was being a little crazy with it, but now listen to it with this tiny little pedal. Hey, Kaylee? Yeah, so here's the thing. Pedal, and you probably have heard this analogy before if you've done piano for a while, pedaling is icing on the cake. If you use too much icing, the cake is nasty. It's super gross. But people all the time use too much icing on their cakes, and they are covering up spots where the bake was wrong, right? Where the cake did all sorts of things. Correct. Yes, your teacher is spot on, Chopin enthusiast. That is the right idea. If you don't have that, then your playing will always end up sounding a little too, I don't know what word I'm looking for. It'll sound a little mushy because you'll end up using too much pedal because you have to. I'm looking for different books around here. Whatever. Hey, Tootie. We're all together. That was a terrible orchestra joke that nobody got. Final duet. Oh, and somebody was asking about Bink's Saga at some point. Yep, we could play some Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, we got a little virtuosic line here at the beginning. Let's count some ledger lines, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. I thought it was common knowledge, Hawk. All right. You want some unknown stuff? You want some things that people probably are not thinking of, that they probably should know, but they don't? Shostakovich? Sure. Yes, I do work out ghost signals. Just take a pebble and cast it to the sea. Then watch the ripples that unfold into me. Face spills so gently into your eyes, disturbing the waters of lies. What is it? Oh, that's right. There we go. That's right. Man. Yep. That is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. 5/4 in your left hand and 4/4 in your right hand. That's super easy, especially if you pick a pattern. So you pick 5 notes in this hand, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just do 4 in this hand. It's not that hard. It's not that hard! You know, the reason why I know stuff like that is because I used to be obsessed with time signatures and doing weird stuff. And so like a song I wrote when I was like 13 went like this. the thing with that is it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 4, 5, 4, 4, 5. 7, 7. 8. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And then 9. Then 8. And then a normal time signature. Can you play Nocturne Chopin Opus 9 number 2? One of the hardest songs in existence. I don't know. Can you show us your favorite arpeggio? I need to work on arpeggios a little more. They're a little sloppy. I always like to do things offset though. It's a lot of fun. It's cool. Here are the difference in different modes. Yeah, so modes are interesting to mess around with. All right, let's go to Chopin because we're gonna do Chopin in a different mode. Just to hurt everybody's ears. How about that? Who's ready for your ear hurts? So here's an Ionian. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change it. We're gonna make it into Dorian. How about that? Oh, Locrian? Okay, sure, we can do Locrian. So if we're gonna do Locrian, instead of E flat major, we're technically in the key of E major, right? So, that part almost sounds the same. Yeah. That's the problem with that. Locrine is so ugly. Let's do one a little tamer. So maybe. So you probably would do that same major there. But here, you'd have to fix that part. That wouldn't be right. You'd probably do major there, or it's kind of jazzy. Maybe stay here. I played Rushy, maybe in a different style. You can play Rushy. I always think it's funny how people think that Rushy is like a really hard song. I could do Rushy in Phrygian. Yes, we're going to do some Black Sabbath. We can definitely do some Black Sabbath. Yeah, flat 2 is fun. Here you go. You want changes? Okay, we can do changes, fine. Way more appropriate. The way musicians listen to music is different compared to non-musicians. Yes, 100%. I don't think that's uncontroversial. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. I don't know if I know this one actually. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know American culture music, but I dare to say rap music is not real music. Yeah, that's a super slippery slope. I hate that personal argument. I think, here's the thing. If a human being made it, I think it has a very good chance of being considered real music. That's my standard. So, if a human being had patterns, it's all about the patterns. Yeah, they're poems, basically. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. All right, we're going to do a little bit of War Pigs in honor of Ozzy Osbourne. And then we'll do Liebstrom, sure. And then we can do Waltz in A minor. And then I probably need to go. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields the body's burning, sorcerer the keeps turning. My weakest point is I can't read. I can't read actual words. Death and hatred to mankind, ba-ba-doom. Poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. I love that. That part is just my favorite, right? And then all right. Any tip? Cornfield Chase, we could do that. La La Land. Any tips for or exercises for sight reading complex notes on both clefs at the same time? I didn't play Paranoid. I did, that was War Pigs. We could probably do Paranoid. We already did Crazy Train. We could definitely do some more Ozzy. It is the right thing to do. Mama, I'm Coming Home. We could think about that. Okay, sight reading complex notes on both clefs at the same time. This is really going to involve mostly working on sight reading. I know that sounds crazy because that's literally what you asked me about. But let me explain. What you want to do is you want to simplify something. And what I would say to simplify is I would pick something like a hymn that has less rhythmic complexity, so you can really focus on notes. And then you really want to think about those notes right there, and basically do that. Did you make Bandcamp? Yeah, I have a Bandcamp. It's got old albums on there. Spotify is my newest album, which I released last year. So notes. Read a bunch of notes. Practice reading a bunch of notes. Now, complex stuff, you need to understand theory. That's really probably your downfall. Sure. We can get back into the Shostakovich. And then speaking of how last stream ended, I probably need to actually make dinner. It's amazing how many people don't want to hear Liszt, apparently. Shostakovich Prelude, and then I'm probably getting out of here, to be honest. I got to make some dinner for the kids. Prelude, it was Opus 87, is that right? Yeah. It's 1 a.m. for me, yeah. Hey, it's not 1 a.m. here. Oh, this. No, that's not gonna work. I gotta use a different. We're looking for that. Oh, there it is, 15. Okay, we're gonna try to play this. No, it's C natural, sorry. Don't get so aggressive like I was with the tempo on this, and then I think I can sight read a little better. So let's go a little bit slower. Ya da 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 da. And then. No, MuseScore, don't put ads in my way. I don't want your ad, I want to read the music. Gotta go on to the second page. Yeah. Robert Monroe, Robert Monroe, the EP is called Dancing for You. That's the EP on Spotify. Hungry? You need help taking that off? All right. I'm getting calls for assistance. I'm going to call it quits. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.